You know how racist you had to be be in the South and wake up one day and be like, wait, they freed who? What the fuck? I'm going up there. Yeah. They had to change. There was a battle. I forget the name of it. So I was just watching the Ken Burns on it. What is it?
Dien Bien Phu?
Yes. So the French were kind of fucking up the Vietnamese. I mean, it was the same as us versus them. They had superior firepower. But again, just like time and time again, the Vietnamese were very good at guerrilla warfare because we trained them during World War II.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little fucking, Mujahideen type shit.
Yeah.
And they were about to come to talks. France and Vietnam, they were about to come to the table. Before they went to have talks, they both tried to get one more offensive in, so they had leverage when they went to talks.
Nice.
So France sets up at, what's it,
Bien Phu, yeah.
They just put themselves at the bottom of this valley, and they're like, we're just going to build an airfield here. We're going to fuck them up. One of the French generals was like, I have too many guns. We're going to fuck these dudes up.
Damn.
And the Vietnamese surrounded them in this valley and just destroyed them. The French guy, the general that led that, killed himself honorably because he was like, we're going to wipe the floor with these guys.
Why'd they go in a valley? Isn't that a bad? I'm not a military tactician, but isn't that not the good idea?
Yeah. How crazy are the British? Just going to come over here and start marching.
Yeah, we're going to walk right at you.
Big white stripe on your chest.
Red jackets.
It's 100% a target.
Yeah.
Red and white is what you use for archery targets.
Yeah, they had to change. It's
so dumb.
Once rifling took over, they had to be like, all right, we got to switch our uniforms.
But I think a lot of people don't understand why Napoleon is the GOAT. Because in America, we look at the French as just getting walked over through wars throughout history.
Wild.
But he was that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So when we were in our private drunk bar conversations, you were breaking down Napoleon and
that's because I had just read it. And it was fresh. I don't
Total
remember
War.
a lot
Just break down Total War.
Total War, yeah.
Which is different than American Total War. Tecumseh Sherman.
Yeah, kind of. But yes, the Total War was like maybe invented by Napoleon, where it was like using the entire country. The way you were talking about using like women, just the entire country's industry switches to war.
Like when it's wartime?
Yeah.
The car makers don't make cars. They make tanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And bullets. And the entire country is like, yo, it's on. And no other country did that. War was kind of...
It was gentlemanly.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
Lords would have like, they would like, when they surrendered a fort, they would like hand them a sword and have like a meeting and all this shit. But he was the one that was like, no, we're... Fuck them. Killing everybody.
I'm wondering how many more people have died in war since Napoleon. Like,
I mean, World War II was...
Crazy.
1 and 2 we did it. It was the worst things that have ever happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it. And we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again.
You feel like it's from they to we and
well, if it's a victory.
Those guys did it. And now we're going to do it again.
Well, we were in both World Wars.
The people
so
alive.
We'll be in the third, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll do it.
You're not sitting that out.
But does the third happen? I don't know. I go back and forth if the third one actually happens. Because I think if the third one happens, it's just everybody's dead.
Because we have weapons of mass destruction now?
Yeah, I just...
It's like that Einstein quote.
Yeah. What is it? The last war will be fought with...
Yeah, the first war was like bullets and guns. The second is bullets and guns, but the third will be sticks and stones. Or some shit like that.
What was World War I over?
That's the ultimate dumbest fucking one ever.
What is it over?
Archduke Franz Ferdinand got assassinated in Serbia.
That's right.
And then Serbia...
the guy Lucky ran into him outside of a restaurant.
Yeah.
I tried to kill him, didn't. Then his car was parked outside of a restaurant. He's like, oh.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Yeah. And then their ally was... Serbia's ally was Russia. Austria's ally was Germany. Germany was like, we're going to help Austria. That's why they got blamed.
Wow. And then the whole world.
And then the whole world... Which they were all cousins.
Why'd they assassinate that dude?
Because Austria and Serbia, I guess, had a pretty long history of fighting each other. And he was in Serbia, Montenegro, was it? And it was kind of like flaunting it a little.
Oh,
it was kind of like, you shouldn't be here.
Like when Nancy Pelosi went to Taiwan?
Yeah. I was just like, I can handle it, yeah.
What you gonna do, China?
I could be wrong though. I think it was like Franz Ferdinand was actually like one of the guys in Austria that liked Serbia, and he was one of the guys like helping it. He was like an advocate for it.
So what happens in Germany during World War I?
So World War I was over nothing. They fought. Everybody died. Like millions of people died.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just trench warfare where they over the course of 4 or 5 years, they gained nothing, lost nothing. So at the end of the war, like when France and Germany and England had to sign this treaty, they were like the allies that won were like, oh, we gotta gain something out of this because otherwise our people are gonna kill us. When we signed this treaty and neither of us, nothing changed, and that was all for literally for nothing. So then they just blamed Germany for everything. They were like, you owe France reparations. Gavrilo Princip. God, so good.
He was 19 years old.
Fucked up the whole world. Wow. Good job, Gavrilo.
One teenager.
Yeah.
It's history, like the quick history we have of Native Americans is that they were like one with nature and peaceful.
Right.
And it's actually borderline racist where you're taking away the agency of them. Like,
Right.
they were people.
Right.
They were shitty.
Right.
They were just as shitty.
Right.
So,
They had issues. Yeah, because I think like most people don't know because you read this book, but like most people think, I think like America, the United States came in, ripped these good, nature-loving Native Americans from their land, put them on reservations, and we owe them everything. Like we are horrible, so horrible to them, which I'm sure is all true. I know that. That is all true.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the Comanches, is it just one tribe of the Native Americans? The Comanches were bad, or like did you learn that like a bunch of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a ton. There was so many tribes. And
Right.
they were like the Comanche when they not started, but like the early records of the Comanche were like they were kind of up in like the Rockies, and they were little tiny guys. That's another thing.
Squeaks, we call them on the show. They were
all
squeaks.
like because we have this version of Native Americans that are like the northeastern, the woodland tribes where they're all like avatars,
right?
Like long and sinuous, how do I say that word?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Cinnabon? Sinewy?
Cinnamony?
Anyway, long avatar people.
Long avatar people. Okay.
But then you head out west and they were much more like Mexicans.
Right. Just little squeaks.
Little tiny guys.
But those were the Comanches were the squeaks?
The Comanches were the squeaks.
But they were fucking...
And they sucked for a while. And then when the Spanish came over, brought the horses, and then the horses would start to escape and get out. And certain tribes didn't know what to do. Like the Apache were just eating the horses.
Really?
They weren't sure how to... these things are good. We're going to keep munching these.
Yeah.
And then the Comanches started riding them and got like incredible at it. And then... So for like centuries, they were the lowest on the pecking order, and they would get fucked up by
Comanches.
everybody. Yeah, the Comanches would get rocked by everybody, and then they got horses, and they got revenge, dude. They Columbined out.
Right.
All the people that were picking on them
got
paid for it.
They got it. They got it hard.
You had to think of how much the British Army conquered in the world.
Everybody.
Like, everybody. And imagine that their decision to fight was this way. Like how? How did you get from like the Mongols to that? How does that happen in 1,000 years?
I guess
the Mongols had all these crazy tactics. They would starve people out, lock them in their cities.
Yeah.
They would wait them out slowly.
You get artillery and guns, you can just, especially
This is crazy.
That's just running it down your throat, dude. It's like we're gonna walk at you.
But I just can't imagine that someone wouldn't say, "Hey, isn't there a fucking better way to fight these people?
Yeah,
like what are we doing?
Let's get behind a tree and then shoot them."
I can't even watch this, dude. I can't believe people did that. That's it's so crazy. It's like, how did they survive to become that silly? Like, that's a silly way to fight a war, right? So how did they survive with those strategies? How were they dominant with those strategies?
Because they're the only ones with, most of them are colonies, where the other guys they have fucking cowhide shields and spears, like the Zulu.
And so they were the only ones with muskets?
Yeah, you have fucking guns. You're going to win. You're the only ones with guns.
So the British were the only ones with guns?
Well, when it came to like their colonies, in a land war, they would lose a lot to like France, Prussia, those like major continental powers. But England always had a navy. They always dominated through naval warfare, and then they had to team up with everyone to stop Napoleon.
Dude, once they started shooting cannonballs off boats,
it's a problem.
That must have been the game changer.
Huge problem.
When did they start doing that? When they start doing cannonballs from boats? Because that is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You got a cannon on a boat?
shooting at people without cannons.
Boom!
Yeah, you just do this all day.
How
Right
many
here.
times did they have to shoot that cannon before they figured out how hard they have to bolt it into the floor?
A lot. That thing shot out the other side of the boat.
You got a floating
Yeah.
wooden thing with this giant iron tube on it that has explosions go off on it.
And just 4 poor guys from Manchester operating it. Oh my God.
Boom!
Yeah. Speaking of Japanese, I was watching Letters from Iwo Jima. You ever see that? So Clint Eastwood did Flags of Our Fathers, and then he did Letters from Iwo Jima, and it was about the Japanese at Iwo Jima. And dude, they were fucking retarded.
Why?
They just they killed themselves constantly.
Really?
They're like, if we're gonna lose, we gotta kill
That's
ourselves.
part of their culture, though. It was
I know, it's a dumb part of their culture.
kamikaze plane.
Kamikaze's sick. This is just literally us sitting here and be like, all right, they're probably going to win. We should just do the honorable thing right now and kill ourselves. And each dude just takes a grenade out and is like, goodbye, everyone.
Oh, shit.
It's like, don't do that. Go take the grenade and throw it at the guys.
That's
coming
crazy.
at you.
Yeah.
That's it. They were like, don't be a coward. You got to fucking kill yourself right now.
Damn.
Talk about
That's also a
suicide.
good war tactic too, though. Just be like, yo, Japan, I don't know if you know this, we're winning. And they're like, fuck.
Yeah, you can't fire us. We quit. They did rage quit. Japan rage quit constantly. They were down 30 in Madden and was just like, fuck this shit, dude. I'm turning off the game. Welcome to part 2 of The Presidents. I mean, this is crazy. Let's start, dude. Let's start where we left off. We're going.
Everyone was afraid that Lincoln was going to just immediately free the slaves and start war with the South. And his first inauguration, he says, first thing out of his mouth is, I have no intention of freeing the Southern slaves or changing their slave laws. And yes, we will chase down and bring you back your slaves when they come up here within reason. He puts like a tiny thing of like, we're not going to like make it our obsession, but we will do it. Like, it's the first thing out of his mouth.
That's what bothers me about people, like people that are critics of him hang on to that. And they're like, Lincoln didn't want to do it. It's like, dude, the whole time that's what he wanted.
Of course he did. That's what, again, it goes all the way back to the framers. They all wanted this to be a better country than it was. So they knew they couldn't create a nation without slavery. So they said, let's create a nation where people can change peacefully. They can change not only leadership, but the laws. That create a situation where people figure it out for themselves and move forward and change, instead of like a constitution could have been a very permanent thing. It could have been a very solid permanent thing, but they actually made it elastic on purpose. And a lot of people who didn't want slavery were really angry at Lincoln for how hard he pushed that war and that he didn't just settle it. Just let the South do whatever they want. We have our free blacks here. Let them take their chances down there. You're killing millions or however many fucking, I don't know how many people it was. Like 250,000 people died in the Civil War.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah, Lincoln's the best.
He was really something. I mean, it just took a lot of political guts.
We're
then
doing
he's
it.
shot.
Yeah, and then he got his fucking head blown off.
By next to his wife.
Yeah.
And they put a little napkin, but that was what they did for him. They put a little napkin back there and hoped, but it was not a good. It was not a very.
He was alive for a while after.
Yeah, that's what
he
I'm saying.
He didn't just die right away.
He didn't have to die at all.
This is actually important because this is kind of the end of. It lowered presidential power quite a bit. These guys kind of took a back step to Carnegie, Rockefeller. This is the rise of these capitalists.
Yeah,
monsters.
like now with the tech guys,
and
with
we're still in.
with the Bezos and Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, I'm sick of him.
Oh my God!
What are you gonna do if he bought? He bought it, right?
He bought Twitter. You guys.
What are you gonna do?
He bought Twitter from those really great people that owned it.
So this is big for Hayes. 1877.
So those guys, the corporations started having more power than the federal government.
As soon as
Hayes
took
the
over.
fucking industrial North that plowed the South under, and then it just became belching machines.
Yeah.
And oil started.
Yeah.
And fuck it. There was just steel, coal, oil.
Yeah.
What year are we at?
This is 1877.
Okay, so no cars or anything, but like,
close.
really big horses.
The horses got bigger.
Huge horses. They were like 10 feet wide horses then.
When Hayes took over,
The trains.
Penn Railroad cut employee pay by 20%. So right away,
Motherfuckers, they were Amazon.
Right away,
Amazon.
they Amazoned
Sons of bitches.
So there was strikes,
Yeah.
and then Hayes sent in federal troops to put down strikes. So the government sided with the corporations, obviously, and they used, they went down and shot guys that were striking. Garfield, 1880. Now this is a good one.
Okay,
this is a cool fact about him. He could write Latin with one hand and Greek with the other simultaneously. And they were like, this guy's going to be, he's smart enough. He could be the guy to get us out. Because this is after.
So he was another nerd. He was a
nerd. He was a nerd. But this is after 3 straight duds. This is after
By the way, I
Johnson.
can do that.
Johnson, Grant. Just fucking. 200 days into office, he was on his way to a college reunion. He was at a DC rail
reunion?
He was going to a college reunion.
Wow.
There's
like Jello
different-
shots and
He was going to do,
beer bongs?
He was going to go wild. He was shot twice in the back by a guy named Charles Guiteau. And Guiteau is very interesting. I looked into him last night. He was a moron. He was a traveling moron who thought that he had campaigned.
It's like a village idiot, but a traveling moron,
He would go fail in town to town, and everyone hated him.
Fail doing what?
For religious shit. He joined like a cult. They were like, this guy fucking sucks. Then he would be like, I'm going to start a paper for that cult in a different town. It would fail. Then he would go to like Boston and yell at people. It didn't work. He would just go around fucking up. And then he was in DC and he started trying to give speeches on behalf of Garfield. So then when Garfield won, he was like, I did that. I want to be the fucking ambassador to Paris. And they were like, no. And he was like, how about Vienna? They were like, who are you? So then he got angry and then he bought a gun. But he was kind of aware of the significance of it.
Did he use?
He bought it was a Bulldog revolver. And he couldn't afford the ivory handle.
Yeah.
So the guy selling the gun was like, all right, I'll give you the one with the ivory handle. And he's like, this is going to be in a museum.
Is it?
Somebody lost it. There's a picture of it. Yeah. But he shot him twice. And then
How did he get close to him?
I think back then you could just walk
up.
There was no Secret Service. You could just walk up behind him and he yelled like, I'm here for Arthur, who was the vice president.
Chester Arthur.
Yeah, he was like, Chester Arthur's the real president.
Because he's gonna make me ambassador.
He killed him. Garfield died 2 months later from these wounds.
So he's then the fourth guy. So he was the second guy to get killed in office.
Yes. This is after Lincoln.
Fascinating thing about Teddy. First of all, Teddy was born deformed.
Yeah.
His lungs and his organs were too small for his chest cavity. And his doctor told his father he's got to stay in bed and he'll probably die in his teens.
Yeah.
So he told Teddy, well, you weren't born with much of a body, so you'll have to make your body. And Teddy just became insane and walked up the Matterhorn, just walked up it.
Dude.
He was a ball of insane energy. He would just do anything.
Yeah, he was kind of terrifying.
He was. And he was kind of an animal.
Yeah.
But also very intuitive, very brilliant guy. Like he was the first guy that they did like caricatures of. Like he saw, because he had his crazy big teeth and his glasses. So he was the first guy that they drew like this funny version of him and he liked it. He thought that's cool because they're thinking about me. The fact that they're caricaturizing me means that I'm an icon. I'm something above, and he liked it. So he let that proliferate. But the other thing about him is that he didn't like being in charge of things. He liked being number 2. So like they asked him to run New York City Police Department and he became a commissioner. He's like, I'll just be one of the commissioners.
Yeah.
He was like number 2, but he ran everything from that number 2 position because he knew number 1 is like the shittiest job in any place. So he started, I don't know, I'm uneducated and I read this a long time ago, but I think he invented the police academy. Because New York, or at least he put one in New York City. In New York City, to be a cop, you had to be in a family of cops, or you had to pay somebody because it was the easiest job in the world. You just walked around in the uniform, and cops used to sleep like in alleys. And they didn't do it. They never stopped crime.
Yeah,
and they just get paid to protect one gang or the other in New York City. And they were all fat and often quite old. So Teddy said, there's an age restriction. You can't be old. He said, you have to be in shape. You have to go to an academy and you have to train to be a cop. You have to be taught. You have to have an education. You get taught lots of things in an academy. It's a school. And so he started that. Police department hated him. He pushed it through. He reformed the New York Police Department to the point, and this is where he was better than other politicians. He wanted to test them and show that they were honest. And the only way to do that is to have them enforce a law that everybody hates. So I think the law was that you couldn't drink on Sunday. So he had the cops go around New York City and bust anybody who was drinking on a Sunday. And 100% of New Yorkers hated him for this.
Yeah.
And they ran him out of town on a rail. And he was fired. But to him, it was like mission accomplished. Teddy would do everything until he was despised. Like he would go past the point because his goal was the goal. The goal is the cops are better, not everybody loves Teddy.
Yeah.
So then every time he got fired, he would just go to Montana and live in a fucking hut and kill buffalo. And then they went and people would send emissaries and say, please run in this, please run this company, please run this company. He would always say no. And then they came to him and asked him to run the U.S. Navy. He did a similar thing to the United States Navy, which I know less about.
Yeah. He was obsessed with the war in 1812. I think he wrote a book on it.
Yeah.
Was how we could have won that quickly. We almost lost it because we didn't have a Navy ready. And his whole thing was we need to have a huge Navy.
That's right.
Like the war, it's actually pretty sick. He gave a speech to, I think either West Point or the Naval Academy where he was like, it was probably the Naval Academy. He was like, there's a vacuum right now. England's failing. There needs to be one leader.
Someone needs to be
somebody in the world.
Naval power.
Yeah.
He did two things that have lasted till now. I mean, a lot of things, but two are the National Park System.
Yeah.
No one even thought of that. That didn't exist. The idea of like the government should protect vast tracts of land and not allow anybody to fuck with them. No one on the earth did that. Teddy Roosevelt invented that idea. So that exists because of him. They still don't have it. In the Amazon, they don't do it. That's why it's a nightmare, because there's no laws down there that say you can't do this. Everyone just wishes they wouldn't. So Teddy did that, and he made us a naval power. He went to the Amazon later with his son, Kermit. They went on little rowboats up the Amazon River and almost died. He got malaria, and Teddy weighed like 80 pounds. This is after he was president twice. This is in retirement. Like he named certain tracts of the Amazon River.
He was crazy. He was
fucking nuts.
Columbus wrote in his journal that these people would make fine slaves when he landed. Mm-hmm. That was just in his journal.
Yeah, that's his personal thoughts, bro.
I mean, of course he ended up cutting people's ears off and shit and genociding, but you know,
that was his first impression. Like, these would be good slaves.
These would be pretty good slaves. He just kept it. He was like, just kept it to himself.
That's his own personal
thing. That's 1492. Dude.
I mean, if you check my journal, dude, there's a couple of, I've seen people before. I'm like, you know what?
That's a fine slave, dude. That would be a great slave. I don't want to get too racist. Never mind. I'm not going to name good slaves.
Yeah, but it's like,
who do you think the best slave possibly would be?
I'm saying, man, you go over there and you discover Native Americans for the first time, and they're fucking running all fast, bare feet. You're like, damn, bro.
Man, that's a good slave, dude.
Give that motherfucker a wheelbarrow, bro.
Yeah.
That guy would fly.
Tie some stones to his back, let him run around.
Give that guy, like, you see guys with fucking, they had tomahawks.
Yeah.
They're fucking chopping down trees for arrows. You're like, put him on a fucking apple orchard. This motherfucker would be picking, he'd be killing it. I just hate when people put a modern mentality on the 1600s. It's like, dude, you have no fucking idea.
Yeah, of course. You know what? It's a weird thing that I've always been bothered by is like in this country, if you want, like everybody always prefaces things like this is America, and in America we love an underdog, or like in America we love it. It's like, first of all, everyone loves a fucking underdog, and stop talking about this country.
Yeah.
As though you've traveled the world.
I know.
It always bothers me when people are like, this is a racist country.
Oh, dude.
Like, have you traveled, dude? Why don't you ask Sudan if they're racist?
Have you gone anywhere, dude? Have you even read to find out, like, that's the other thing, too. And they're like, this country's founded on racism. And it's like, dude, read about there's been so many other genocides all over the world for the same thing. Have been like, you guys are the other guy. Fuck you guys. That's so fucking annoying.
We're spinning our wheels.
This country's founded on white supremacy.
It's funny. It's such a weird double standard to have. I mean, I get it if you are like
I can't believe America did this.
Yeah.
If you don't know history at all,
Well,
and you think America is such a nice, it's like you can't have a nice empire.
Yeah, well, you don't meet Turks and be like evil bastard.
No, of course not.
They genocided the Armenians.
Yeah,
that's the show, The Young
every
Turks.
Country.
Yeah, that's true.
Every country genocided somebody.
It's true.
Like, and another thing with the Indians is like, how do you think they got that land?
Yeah.
They genocided some other fucking tribe.
They definitely did.
They were at war with each other constantly.
Forever, dude. It's always been that way.
And they weren't like sophisticated, nice people.
Yeah.
I've done this like so many times.
But no, it's
just it's such a funny, like, if you look at history at all and if you look at history with like rose glasses where you're like, America's this beautiful place, it's like, obviously you're wrong.
Yeah.
So when people bring up like the atrocities committed against Native Americans, it's like, yeah, I mean, this is shocking when I was in 7th grade. I'm an adult now.
In 7th grade, they fed me the cornucopia story where like they split a turkey and they're like, hey, let's teach you some skills.
And then later you find out it's like, oh shit,
You're
we
like,
killed all those guys.
And then after for dessert, dude, they were like,
yeah, you want some Mountain Dew? It's got smallpox. That's how they actually killed him.
Gave him some
they gave him some Code Red, and the natives were like, they fucking died.
They didn't have an Xbox anywhere, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
But yeah, it's so funny. It's funny to think about, like, people just showed up and were like, this is pretty nice land.
Well, dude, when you read that
Who
book,
the fuck are these idiots? Get them out of here.
When you read White Trash, it was like the English government was just rounding up the poorest of fucking shitty, like literally taking orphans.
Do you have that in hard copy?
No.
God
yeah, my
damn
brother has that. Yeah, my
All
brother
right,
has.
good.
That's great.
I need one.
Dude, that's great. So they would round up orphans and then just put them on a boat and be like, over. So like you'd have these people who were just like absolute mud kickers, dude, landed in America. And then they're just like, all right, I guess I'm here now. Arrow goes through your wife's neck and they people and you're, who the fuck are these guys?
You gotta find
and
them.
that's what happened, dude. That's the Thomas Sowell guy talks about this, and it makes a lot of sense when people talk about slavery, whether you're dealing with slavery in the abstract or you were living during that time. When people are like, they get mad at Lincoln being like, well, when he freed the slaves, he was kind of cold and calculated. He should have been more moralistic about it. And it's like, you can say that now, but it's like if you were the president, imagine if you were the president back then. Like these people there was millions of slaves in the South. So they were really worried about like, if you free them, are they going to come fuck you up and kill you?
Yeah.
Like the Thomas Jefferson has a famous quote of being like, you had the wolf by the ears, dude. He's like, what do? Do you fucking let it go? They got, some guy wrote a love story between him and his like teenage slave, and it got a lot of negative press, dude.
Yeah, I bet
they got a lot of negative press.
Well, I bet they were eating some pizza too.
Pizza
gave
they're like,
some
he's a
slave.
blah blah blah, and the guy wrote the story like a love story basically, and that's
you brought up an interesting point when we were talking about this book earlier about how I keep wanting to say Sowell, Thomas
Sowell, yeah. It's Sowell,
yeah. How he talked about how like they also the Western Europeans also abolished slavery.
They did.
Like this,
no one talks about that.
This is an institution that it built the pyramids.
Yeah.
This is an institution that's been around since as long as humans were even remotely civilized.
Yeah.
They've had caste systems and slavery, and then it led up in human history. It took the great white man to say, knock it off.
It was the English, dude.
Yeah.
Even the French were like, nah, slavery's still chill. And then they finally folded. Yeah, dude.
I think it was like the Portuguese were the last ones.
Yep.
I think in Brazil it was still going.
Yep. But then there was
the US and Brazil
there was the Arabs in Asia, man, and they were still
going.
rocking in the free
They're
world.
still going.
They got stamped out hard though, and then they would fly French flags, and the British government wasted millions of pounds on abolishing slavery worldwide. So it's
How
like,
about
yeah,
that?
I
What
know.
do you think of that?
They were the biggest slave exporter too. That's like, dude, that's
While they also kind of enslaved the Irish people.
That's true too.
The Irish were slaves
dude,
too.
that
should be the name of our podcast.
The Irish slaves.
The Irish were slaves.
Came in and started
Let's
cutting
talk
birds.
slaves.
You want to talk slaves?
We already covered bullshit. Let's cover some slavery.
What you want to talk about?
What do you think of slaves, dude?
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Not for me, dude.
Couldn't agree
I don't
more.
want. I don't want them.
I would hate
That would be awkward as fuck if just someone showed up at your house with a slave and you'd be like, dude, what the fuck? You can't have a fucking slave. Like, get out of here, dude. You can't have a slave in here. It's like, oh, come on, dude. What the fuck? I'd be so uptight. Like, dude, you can't have
like a southern dude bringing a slave to
Just
like
someone came.
like during the. I bet that had to have happened.
Oh, no doubt.
In like the Civil War time, like right when the North was like abolitionists, no more slavery.
There's still people who are just like, fuck it, you can't tell me not to have a slave. And they had a couple, they had like a little head stash. They're like, I got a couple fucking kicking around.
I got some guys back there. They have fun. What am I gonna do?
Dude, when I first started, when I was 17, I remember when I was working for a pool company when I was 17. I remember when at least to my view, when it was like Mexicans just came out on the scene, and I was working for this pool guy. And his brother was talking to him, being like, yo, this Mexican guy's right next to him. He was talking about him like he was his slave. He's like, you got to get you one of these, man. I got a Mexican. Psh, these Mexicans are great. And he'd be like, I'll let you use my Mexican for the day. And would talk about him like he was a fucking slave.
While he was standing there?
Standing right fucking next to him. I was 17 years old. I remember the three of us had to pave. We had to do asphalt, a whole big driveway. And he's like, I'll take my Mexican for the day. So I'm telling you, bud, you need to get rid of these guys, get you some of these. I was sitting there like, what the fuck? You would have thought it was his. It was just standing next to him. He's like, "Go with him." It was his fucking slave.
Holy shit! That's a fucked up story.
I was getting $7 an hour. He was probably giving his Mexican $4 an hour. Dude.
Yeah.
Giving him nothing.
Yeah.
And we had to fucking doing asphalt sucks.
That's a good lad.
He was the first lad, dude. He was a fucking genuine lad.
He was the fucking.
He was lad for Columbus, dude.
Columbus.
Yeah, I remember this guy. I remember being like, "Damn, this guy's talking about this Mexican dude like it's his slave."
Lad Armstrong. That's Lance Armstrong. That doesn't make sense. Lad Armstrong landed on the fucking moon, dude.
Dude, I mean, this guy was getting. I mean, maybe he felt good about getting talked up all
Laddie
day.
Robinson.
He was the first.
He was the first lad, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
You're right though. I don't remember lads being around when I was younger.
I'm telling you, I
think that's because when we were young, we still had Polacks.
What do you think? Polacks
still had
were the
Eastern
OG
Europeans were the lads.
We had some Ruskies
I'm talking
and stuff.
70s. Not that we were young during that.
I think they were more out west.
70s, 80s. I think we had you used shitty workers like Polacks.
Yeah.
You used Eastern Bloc fucking newly.
I can see that. Yeah.
And then 80s, 90s. I think the lads made a good run.
Yeah, man. Lads,
they fucking scurried around.
I mean, they're like the Irish in some respects, where they're they came in here and they're just working, dude. 40 years.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have a lad president. They've got Taco Bell going.
TB.
They got T-Bell flying off the shelf, dude.
I don't think. Do a lot of Mexicans eat at Taco Bell?
No.
I don't think they.
No, of course not.
I think it's just high white people.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely some black people.
Dude, I haven't had Taco Bell in forever. I bet that shit's so good.
I can feel those soft tacos in my mouth right now. Dude, they were delicious.
They're fucking
They make
great.
you shit right away. My uncle still eats a Taco Bell pretty regularly. He's like, you can't beat it. For the money. It's the cheapest food.
He tries to logistically. He tries to real honestly be like, honestly, you cannot beat Taco Bell. It's like, yeah, you can, dude.
Yeah, go to anywhere.
Go to fucking 7-Eleven.
It is fucking good though.
All right, guys, this is a history podcast.
True. Serious.
Let's talk presidents. In fact, let's talk all of them in order.
Yep.
Let's start with Washington, dude. What do you guys know about him? What do you say?
I mean, Washington is
Never lied.
a transitionary guy because he was so British. He was a British general. He wasn't he wasn't born in the he didn't create America. It wasn't even his idea.
Yeah,
he was just a tool of. He was the first general president.
No, he was born in the U.S.
No, I know, but he wasn't he was a Brit. He
fought in the French and Indian War as a British.
Yeah.
He's a lord.
He actually kind of sucked in that.
In that war?
In fact, also kind of.
Everybody sucked in the wars, though.
Everything he did was
It
retreating.
was luck to win anything then.
Yeah. He was good at retreating. That was his number one
It's an important thing to be good
Which
at.
is very good in war. They don't
Otherwise,
teach
you
that.
lose once. He would fight again because he retreated so well.
Yeah.
There's some famous moment where he was speaking to the Congress and they were trying to get him to king himself. And he was apparently really vain about that he wore glasses, so no one ever saw him with glasses on. And so the moment that's supposed to be this shocking moment was that he took out his glasses and put them on and he said, I fear I didn't see you for what you are. That was supposed to be this big moment. But, again, none of these people knew the future. He didn't know that he was giving away the keys to later nuclear war America.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
He thought we were a dumb fucking what? One thing interesting about Jefferson is because he's so famous for having had a slave and having had 50,000 slaves, or whatever, not that many, and having had children with his slave. And I don't think he ever even gave
He
her
didn't free
freedom.
them.
Didn't free.
He didn't free the kids.
He didn't free a
Didn't free the
couple. I think he
kids,
freed a
didn't
couple.
free
of
her.
them.
Freed two.
Yeah.
And the rest he kept enslaved until he died. And what was interesting about them?
Damn, he did the ultimate because I said so.
Is son, like, Dad, can I stop being a slave? He's like, no. I said no. They said his lady was the first lady, Dolly Madison. That was like really like they would have parties at the White House. They would like
He was like a worker. He kept shit going, and he would write Jefferson and say in France and go, "Can you fucking come home and be president?" And Jefferson would write back and go, "I am just enjoying Paris, and I don't want to do it."
That's
and then he would
frustrating.
float in and just take the fucking big job. And yeah, Madison gets 4 years, and people are like, "Dude, you're boring."
So Madison takes some of the flack because everybody was calling Jefferson a for not fighting England. So he's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
What?
So America just declares war on England.
He nerd raged.
He nerd raged on England. England immediately marches down and burns Washington, D.C.
Burns it down.
They burnt the White House immediately.
He spaz cried.
But he spaz cries. He's like, nobody's going to call me gay. But then everybody always acts like we lost 1812 just because they burned that shitty White House.
Yeah.
War of 1812, we fucked Florida up. Monroe got Florida from the Spanish.
Nice.
So the reason that happened, though, was because of Jackson. Because Jackson was taking his troops to Florida, and Monroe was sending a guy on a horse or what. I don't know if they had telegrams yet, but it'd take them 8 days to say, leave Florida alone. We're trying to negotiate a price. But finally, Monroe decided, we don't want Florida anymore. They're asking the Spanish owned it. We can't afford to buy it. I can't justify it. I'm not going to get it through Congress. And Jackson was writing back and saying, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to take it militarily. I'm going to attack them. And Monroe said, no, you may not. I'm the president. You may not do that. And Jackson just ignored him.
Started attacking
and he
him.
did it.
What?
He took Florida, and then he showed up in D.C. and was like, right? That was good, right? And Monroe's like, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, he's like, but also I bought it.
Good job. Yeah, also I think
He
we
paid for it.
We paid for it, and it was a mess.
While Jackson was like fucking with them, the Spanish were like to Monroe, they were like, yeah, you can buy it.
And he just went and killed him.
He was down fighting them, and he was like,
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna sell it.
There's two generals that did that. Him and MacArthur did that too. Just did shit without permission.
Yeah.
And then showed up and said, right, Mr. President, wasn't that the plan
That was
all
pretty
along? And he
good.
goes like, yes, it was the plan all along. Whatever you want. Whatever.
Wow.
Yes,
So you got
Jackson was a crazy but shrewd. A great thing about Jackson was that his inaugural party in the White House.
Yeah.
This is wild.
They
stormed the Capitol.
He invited everybody. That's exactly right.
They
He
stormed
invited everyone. He said, anyone that wants can come. No invitation needed. It's the people's house. And the house was crammed with common people getting drunk,
Just got
stealing shit,
shit-faced, destroyed
and
the
they
whole
wouldn't
place.
leave. And there's a honor code in the White House. You don't ask someone to leave. You don't ever throw anybody out. So they couldn't get them. Like days went by where people are shitting on the floor and raiding the fucking pantry and so what they did was they got huge kegs of beer and they put them on the lawn. And they said, "Hey, come out. Let's drink under the stars. Let's have, And they invited them out for beer on the lawn, and they all came outside and they locked doors. That was how he was a people's president.
Yeah,
like
he was
there
the first
some
populist
in his
first guy. Yeah,
first one to appeal to the common person.
Yeah. One of the big things with Jackson, he vetoed more bills than every president before him combined.
Nice.
He hated the banks. He like went to war.
It's crazy that he's on the 20.
Yeah.
It's like a joke because he hated the idea of a central bank. He hated the idea of a treasury. He thought that it should just be folks have their money, use gold, and you trade. And he wanted.
So I think the U.S. Bank at the time, I think it was called the United States, like the Bank of the United States, was up for to be renewed.
Mm-hmm.
And he just happened to be the president, and he vetoed it.
Yeah, and it was a thing you don't veto.
You can't veto it.
No, but
he vetoed it. So then the next guy, we'll get to him, is his vice president, Van Buren. He takes over. Mm-hmm. He takes over a completely destroyed economy because he vetoed the bank.
That's the way it goes. The cool guys. America is made of cowboys and nerds. So you got cowboys who show off and who show what kind of people we are, and then you have nerds who actually get things done. But the cowboys get the credits.
Yeah.
then nerds get fucked every time.
He got fucked. His nickname was Van Ruin. Here comes Harrison. He's the next guy. Everybody called him Old Granny because he was too much of a geezer to run. So on his inauguration, he was like, I'm going to prove to everyone how tough I am.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold and raining. He had like an 8,000 word inauguration.
Yeah.
He got pneumonia and died.
He died. He was like a few months.
He died immediately. Like
Shortest term. Died.
Damn.
Shortest term.
Never didn't have a minute of acting as
trying to
president.
prove he was tough.
Got sick the first day
Died immediately.
and died a few months later.
What?
Yep.
Polk, dude. Turns out Polk's the man.
Really?
Yeah. Dude.
I know nothing about Pope.
No.
He was one term because he was a dark horse out of nowhere, and he promised everybody in his party, I'll only do one term. That way, some of you guys that are good, that are getting ready, you can take over. Immediately, he starts fucking with the British about Oregon. So they have the Oregon territory out there, which is just beaver hunting. Everybody's, beaver hunting. We're doing a little bit of that in Nash Vegas. The British and Americans were both hunting on the same territory, and Polk was like, nah, we're done with that. And he set the latitude and longitude was 54 and 40. So he came out with the slogan 54 and 40 or fight. He was saying that to the British. He was like, we're going to fuck
catchy.
you guys up.
True.
So he came out with that, and the British...
People were really into
they loved
latitudes
slogans.
and longitudes.
They were.
Back then.
So he called that, and the British were afraid to call his bluff. They were just like, fine, take
They're
it.
like,
So he takes that territory, which is huge. And then it's not just Oregon, it's Washington, all that.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, it's time for me to get Texas. He starts fucking with the Mexicans. Like, so they would send troops down just to see if the Mexicans would shoot first. Finally, they did. So they go to war. 70,000 troops poured in.
Oh, no.
So we immediately took California, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Texas. So one thing that was cool was when Polk was instigating this war with Mexico, immediately, this is pretty sick. So Polk was up there like, they're fucking with us. They shot at our troops. An old one-term senator from Illinois at the time stood up and said, were we on their territory when we shot him? There was one guy that was opposed to the Mexican-American War, a guy by the name of Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
Abraham Lincoln.
And people were like, hey, shut up.
Yeah, dude.
We're trying to take Texas. Shut the fuck
and he's
up.
like, you guys, were we? I'm like, shh.
Yeah,
he was like, sorry.
Like, I think this was wrong. Like, anyway, that's why Polk's kind of the man. He added 1/3 of the entire United States in a 4-year term.
Damn.
Pretty good.
He was so exhausted when he got done. He went back to Tennessee and just died.
Like right away, right?
Yeah.
He died, yeah.
He was like, that was too much. I
That
should
was
have done
a lot
all that.
of work.
Fillmore
was just a schlub.
Fillmore was a schlub. He signed. This is where it all starts to fuck up. Every single one of these guys up to Lincoln is just fucking up immensely. He wanted to
passing
sign
the buck and passing the buck.
So Taylor was offered to sign the Compromise of 1850, which was some shit about one slave state, one regular, or they get to decide, shit like that. As soon as fucking Taylor died, Fillmore takes over and signs it. Southerners were mad that California would join as a free state. Northerners were mad about the fugitive slave law. So they both compromised and were both pissed. Fugitive slave law was if you find a slave in the North, there's U.S. Marshals that'll catch them and bring them back to the South.
You have to help them get them back.
And
really?
there were dudes that were just like grabbing black people. Be like, got him. Where's my bounty?
Japanese.
Easy. Japanese is probably one of my favorite ones to do.
Ooh, ay, papi, you know how to do this with me. I want to dance on your lap and maybe shake my poop.
Okay, bro, I have to stop you. I have to stop
Because it's so good? Did you just get transformed like you were back in Tokyo, Japan?
Sounds so fucking Spanish, dude. That sounds very
honestly,
fit, the poppy.
You're an Asian Karen. You're Karina. I love your black hair.
You think there are Karanas?
Karinas?
Yeah.
I bet you there's got to be a Karen, an Asian Karen.
I've never seen it.
Because Karen is the hacky white woman name. What
are you doing in the park with the skateboard? Huh? This is private property. Some kid with a skate, Asian kid with a skate. What do you mean? You know what I mean?
No, she only does it to white kids. White kids that are skating in the park. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Why are you grinding?
Yeah. This is private property. You don't grind.
But she knows the lingo.
Right.
She's like, I saw your tray flip. It was bad. You tray flip in? I saw that. Brunt slide?
You know tray flips?
Brunt slide.
Brunt slide. Yeah. Flip it over to a dark side.
Yeah, do a dark side.
Do a dark slide.
If you're really skilled.
Yeah, you skill.
Bullshit. Get out of here.
That's not 360 flip. The hop flip.
Yeah, hard flip. Harder flip, huh?
Yeah.
You grew up in America,
No,
right?
I was born in Korea.
You were born in Korea?
But then I came here when I was like
3-ish.
Raised in
maybe?
Texas,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Texas, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
What you doing over here, Chin? Come here, Chin. I want to show you something, boy.
Let me sit something on your chin.
Yeah, you ever see oil come out of one of these things?
Why don't
I bet you don't got this in Korea, do you, Chin? Huh?
in Korea?
Korea. We do it a little differently down here, chinny chinny chin. You gonna take one on your chinny chin chin, son?
No. Are you gonna...
Yes, sir. Bend over, Chin. Hey, help me put on my boots, Chin.
You sound like Shia LaBeouf.
Chin had to help me put on my boots, Chin. Go on, put on my boots, Chin. Chin goes home.
He make me put on his boot.
What are you, Italian and Irish?
Half, Italian and
too.
Irish, Siciliano.
Me too.
But see, the difference is, I look Irish.
Yeah.
And I've got the body and the of an Italian.
Okay, I don't know.
And you look like a little tiny Swedish boy. You
No,
look
I
like a little
don't.
Swedish boy.
In
Yeah,
this
you do.
outfit, maybe.
A little tiny Swedish boy.
They're not tiny.
I'm a Brian Galen.
Yeah, they're tiny
That's a
little
fucking
people.
Irish
I'm a Brian
guy.
Galen.
That's an Irish guy.
No,
It's a terrible Swedish
This is
accent.
an Irish guy. This is clearly Irish man.
Well, dude.
Yes, that's Irish.
That's Jamaican.
No,
bro.
this is an Irish guy.
That's so Jamaican, dude.
This is Irish. Okay. Welcome to Ireland.
No, that's...
Nope. Just because you said
No.
Welcome to the island of Ireland, man.
No, that's-
Ireland. Come over, get some fish and chips and fruit and salad.
No, see, that's...
Falafel. This is Ireland.
No, that sounds
Falafel,
so...
fish and chips,
that's
fruit, salad, couscous on the island of Ireland.
No, that sounds so Jamaican.
It's not even close to Jamaican.
Island,
Here we go. There's a Jamaican accent. You want a Jamaican? Hey, I'm Jamaican. I'm a big black Jamaican guy. Everyone knows I'm Jamaican.
That's Jamaican.
Super Australian, dude.
You are so bad with dialects. You don't know.
I don't... I already...
I studied in college, dude. I did dialectical research. Here's the problem I have with trans people. The problem I have is they think they're something they're not. What are they?
Really good.
You can't be a man and a woman. You've got to pick.
That's so good.
And if you're born a man, then you're a man.
Bro.
Even if you cut off your winky dink.
Call Lauren. Call Lauren Michaels. You're fucking in now.
Oh, Santino, I heard what you did. I heard what you did on Bad Friends.
Yeah.
Pretty good. You want to come by the show? There's a lot of protests going on because Dave Chappelle is coming back. You know that tomorrow night he's hosting? He's hosting SNL and some of the writers are boycotting.
Who is? Jordan Peterson?
I can't be there. I won't stand for it. I won't stand for Dave Chappelle.
Is it Chappelle? Really?
And his black Chappelle is hosting SNL and a few of the writers are not. We're the same person. When I do my Asian eyes,
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Do my eyes into the camera. Okay.
I understand, Tino. I
Yeah.
have a gene deficiency.
Yeah.
That's why I have red hair.
And then now, okay, that's his impression of me.
Yeah.
You ready for me to do Bobby?
Yeah.
This is my impression of Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad, the rock of this, he always tell me, oh, girl, you know Bobby ate shit?
That's you. Is that good?
It's so good. It's so good.
That's you.
That's not me, man.
That's that. Whose impression was better out of you guys? Mine. See?
Okay, that's true. You know what? You guys are all fired, by the way. All right, that's fucking rude. All right, this is my show, and that's.
Oh, like cam ops have trouble finding work. You guys will be fine.
That makes it even more dangerous.
Why?
Because dull blades are more dangerous than sharp ones.
Why is that?
Because you're more likely to cut someone.
Let me see. Really? That sounds so fucking stupid. Then
maybe.
why wouldn't every samurai sword be dull?
Yeah. Why do samurais in movies constantly sharpening their swords?
Why would I sharpen any of my fucking knives then? Yes, dull knives are more dangerous than sharp knives. Dull knives require more force to cut, increases the chance of knife slipping and causing injury. A dull knife, you have less control over the blade's direction. For example, when cutting a cantaloupe. This is talking about kitchen knives.
Yeah, dude. That's swords.
Generally.
More likely to bounce. This is like nerd stat. This is a real sharp samurai sword. They don't make a dull fucking sword. Imagine the samurais go out and they come back and the master's like, "How did you perform?
Yeah.
Who did you kill?"
I'll be the samurai.
You be the samurai.
How did you perform? How many you kill?
I injured 4 people.
But you kill them, maim, chop.
I injured 4 people.
What do injure mean?
1 man I gave a light beard trim to.
Okay, but what about Tochihona? The one that
I told you to go kill him.
Yes, I tried.
What happened to you?
I tried to kill him, but
Yeah.
what ended up happening?
Yeah, well, tell me.
I ended up giving him a massage with a sword.
Oh, what do you mean?
I was stabbing him in the back.
Yeah, he died.
He said to the left, to the right,
to
the left.
Wait, like a spa massage?
Kind of.
Oh my god.
And then he made me wash his feet after.
Yeah.
It was.
Now, when I told you to get the sword, you got the sharp sword, right?
Did
you go to the blacksmith? I told you to go to the blacksmith.
About that.
Yeah, tell me.
I read somewhere on the internet that the dull sword is more dangerous.
Oh, did Sensei McCone tell you that? Sensei McCone, I told you he's the dum-dum.
Do you want me to get out of here?
Give him some more, B.
Okay,
Give him some
take
more.
it easy. Take it easy.
All right,
can
I'm good.
I hear?
Please.
And don't make it.
Okay.
Don't make it. Can I hear Japanese?
Easy. Japanese is probably one of my favorite ones to do. All right. I have to get prepped for it. Ready?
Yeah, get your mind right.
Ooh, ay, puppy, you know how to do this with me. I wanna dance on your lap and maybe shake my
Okay, bro. I have to stop you. I have to stop
Because it's so good. Did you just get transformed like you were back in Tokyo, Japan?
Sounds so fucking Spanish,
Dude, that sounds
very
honestly. The popping.
You guys are so wrong.
Maybe I am.
I'm telling you, you're wrong. I went to a fucking school for dialectical research.
Okay, maybe we're off. I don't know. Maybe
we are off.
Did you go to college?
I did go to.
Did you go to college?
Sure did.
What college?
Went to American University.
In DC?
DC, yeah.
That's a really good school.
I know it is.
What did you do? What was your major?
History.
High energy.
Easy.
Right. High energy. Almost meth-like. Right. Speedy. Sloth. A sloth. Yeah. 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 There's lines. Excuse me. Yeah. There's lines, sir. Read the lines. Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Very good.
Damn, that's good, right?
Yeah, a little slower, probably the language, dialogue, but
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Do it again. Slower.
He like hit it out of the park.
I couldn't have done it any better.
All right.
I feel like you
that's
gotta
your
give me the
choice.
gig.
Yeah.
You gotta give me the gig.
You got it.
In walks Norm Macdonald. And the girl says to me, who I'm writing with, this girl that I worked with at a production company, she says to me, she goes, "Oh yeah, you know who that is, right?" And I go, "Holy fuck, holy shit." And she goes, "That's the Bob Dole guy." I go, "The Bob Dole guy?"
Oh, I would have ripped her eyes out.
I mean, I was like, "It's fucking Norm Macdonald." And
Yeah.
she's like, "No, I know, I forgot his name." I was like,
Oh,
what?
God.
So we sit there and I'm kind of fanboying out and I'm just kind of, like not trying to face him and he's ordering coffee and I keep kind of looking over just to like, cause you just want to get a glimpse. Cause when I'm 22, I just moved to LA. I was like, fuck, holy shit, it's Norm Macdonald. He comes in there where the coffee is. He looks over. She's a pretty girl. Okay. And obviously doesn't see me at all. Doesn't know I exist. And he's kind of trying to talk her up a little bit. He's like, what are you guys doing? And she goes, "Oh, we're writing sketches." And he goes, "Oh yeah, I know a thing or two about sketches." And both of us were like, "Yeah, no, we know." Like, and I started stumbling. I'm like, "No, I was a fan of your sketches,"
right. Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel, Barnes and Noble. There used to be a Barnes and Noble." He goes,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel." I'm laughing, thinking he's just making jokes. And he goes, "I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back." And he
Yeah.
walks out, and I'm like, "Whoa, how fucking cool was that?" Your dad is a mailman.
Mhm.
And your mother does what?
She's a computer programmer.
Whoa, very cool.
Yeah.
By the
Still
way-
working?
Yes.
Amazing. So you come from bright people.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
people.
Good people.
Very good people.
Yeah.
Now a mailman would be what collar?
Blue collar.
That's good.
Exactly.
Now you're getting it.
Fuck you.
Dude, I love doing shit like that.
Is your mailman the type of guy that everyone knows?
Mailman! Carrying the mail! I'm a Jamaican mailman!
Yeah.
Hey, mailman!
No, like
Did
what's
you
your-
open your mail?
One of my betting rules to the UFC. If you see a guy from a stand, like if you see some dude from like Uzbekistan, it's like pick him.
Teen
that is
wolf,
gonna
dude.
murder someone, dude. Yeah,
His
they're all
brother.
T-Wolves. They're jacked, dude. They're absolutely different than white people. They are not white people, dude.
For sure
If you're
not,
from
dude.
like
A
Georgia or
Teen Wolf.
yeah, Khabib is not a white guy. He's something else, dude.
Catch him
He's
driving.
terrifying, bro.
He probably has a professional driver just so he can surf the top of his van everywhere he goes.
I'll tell you what, I'm also back on my lib shit.
What's up?
I watched just a video today of, it was at the UFC when Trump's cabinet was there, and they do that thing where the camera gets in front of you. Every single one of them was like,
Trump's cab?
All the bros. Fucking Marco Rubio was like, it genuinely pissed me off.
Yeah, they're drinking that Zucker juice, bro.
Makes me wanna-
I didn't know they were broing out.
I'll show you. It's gonna fucking piss you off. You can't be a repub after you see this.
Really?
Trust
tough.
me, daddy. Bro. Hold on. These are the bros. Mark Ingram being funny.
Sick.
Deion Dawkins, beast.
Yeah.
Licks his wife's face.
Nice.
Beast.
Awesome.
Now, RFK keeps it classy.
Yeah, he
This is how a
does.
politician should do it.
Yeah, true.
Uncomfortable waves. Here's the head of the FBI.
Cash Patel. Gabs. Hang loose. Who's that bull?
Marco
Rubio. That's Rubio. He's allegedly on T.
Bro.
Dude,
You can't have our cabinet doing that.
No, they can't. You got to keep the cabinet locked away, dude.
I never thought of it. Cash Patel's an Indian in the cupboard.
He truly is.
The FBI director.
What's going on?
You fucking kidding?
Yeah. Maybe we should all take a step back, man.
Everyone needs to
get back
chill.
in the fucking
Those guys
wrestling.
aren't as cool as they think.
No.
The libs are probably as gay as they are being accused.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Keep it classy.
RFK did the right thing.
He did. Just next to his bed.
That's what I want out of a politician. I think Patel ruined it because Tulsi's Hawaiian. So that's probably what that was.
That's her jam.
And Patel beat her to the punch.
This could be an ancient Hindu symbol.
It's like, I don't know what to do. They do have the best ancient symbol. I went to the Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou fight with Rogan. So I was front. It was just me to the cage. I was sitting in front of the cage. And it's terrifying, bro. It's so scary. You see those dudes get in there. You're like, and it's funny because you could see my face the whole event. So everybody was texting me like, yo, relax. Like, the whole fight, I was like, just a checked leg kick. I was like, it was
just not enjoying it
dude,
at all. Just like,
it was terrifying.
No, but the noise is
disgusting.
so scary.
When you hear someone get punched in the chest, in the belly, it's disgusting.
When you hear Shane Gillis go, stop! Hey!
No,
run.
Get out. You don't need this. Go.
You're still young.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was bad. Look, if we're talking UFC, I'm excited for Adesanya.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be fun, dude.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
You know the meanest thing UFC's done?
What?
Is Izzy was on the cover of the video game.
Yeah.
They changed it. Ferreira's on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's rude.
It's fucked up, dude.
That's rude.
It's fucked up.
Is he still the man?
Yeah, obviously.
And the ring girls would walk by every second.
They're pretty.
Oh, my God.
They're pretty girls.
And everybody has to pretend they're not staring at their asses. They're perfect asses.
Yeah.
Every single person that I was with was like, I would notice it every day, every round. They would walk by and everyone was like, I was.
You're greedy.
Tap the guy next to me. Be like,
You know-
a ring girl caught me a couple times.
Really?
Because they would round the bend.
Isn't that the point of them?
They would round the bend, and I'd be sitting there going, smiling at them. And it was the same three girls all night. It's the same
Really?
three. So every time they'd walk by, I'd be like,
Should have done like
But if you're sitting that close, don't they assume that you're somebody?
and I know I make this joke a lot. They could have thought I was like a special guy. I was up front wearing like a fucking NASCAR t-shirt.
You were
sitting there like
tendied up,
eating tendies.
You're a good boy.
I was a very good boy.
Hey, they probably thought you had like 20 million GBPs, dude.
This might be that was the ultimate. It was the ultimate GBP
Does he
trip.
have a lot of
It was the
GBPs?
ultimate GBPs.
Fuck.
And they sit together on the other side of the ring. I'm sure they sat down and be like, do you see this guy?
That's what I really enjoy watching. Nate's got the same thing in that.
Yeah.
You're not watching to watch him win.
He lost his last fight, and
You're watching to
he
watch.
kind of won.
He lost it in the best possible
I know he
way.
knocked him out at the end,
Yeah,
on his
like-
feet, and just was like,
"Yeah, let's go."
Instead of chasing him, he just pointed at him. He was like, "I got you." He slapped him and punched him,
And the guy was out, and he was just like, yeah. That was it. That was the end of the fight. It was like, God damn
it's like it takes a special person to even want to fight the way he's fighting with $500 million in the bank. He's probably literally like the richest guy that ever really wanted to fight hard.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, even Floyd Mayweather, as rich as he is, and he's one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest boxer of all time, he's fighting people that have zero chance of beating him.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's smart. Because he's like, I'm just going to make a lot of money here. Conor is fighting Dustin Poirier. He's fighting Cowboy Cerrone. He's fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov while he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
How terrifying is that guy's responses to these things?
He's my favorite response ever.
Today he posted a picture of like him with a bunch of figs. Or fucking, it's like, dude, this is the scariest guy on earth. Dude.
He's amazing. Look at him. What is that?
Dates.
What does it say?
Dates.
There's not even all the way from Dubai to USA. Thank you so much, brother.
These are my
These are my favorite dates. These are my favorite dates. Bro, he smashed everybody.
To circle back to the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, hanging out with Nate Diaz was the best thing in my entire life.
Is it?
It was yes. It had to be.
Yeah, that's
It was a dream.
That's cool.
And then it was exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
Just watching him operate.
Yeah, you've always wanted to get under the hood and just see him in action.
To see what that was like.
Yeah.
The whole squad ruled.
Was he smoking a lot of weed?
Yeah, there was.
Mm-hmm.
I did not participate because I don't
Smart.
like that stuff.
Yeah.
But I did. Oh, this is the best. This is the story I wanted to get to. This is not Nate Diaz related. This is at the UFC. I'm sitting behind the commentator's table. So Megan Levy, guard dog, you know her. She's a sweet angel.
Yep, wife to Joseph Benavidez, former flyweight UFC fighter. Yes,
she's a pretty lady.
She's a beautiful
and
woman.
She was sitting
and a great
directly in
analyst.
front of me. I was sitting with other members of the UFC like production team.
Mm-hmm.
So she turns around and waves at somebody directly behind me while I'm eating the chicken tendies. I'm sitting here with a box of tendies, and I look up, and she was waving, and I went. She looked at me and went, oh. Dude, it was crazy. It was insane.
It was Shane Day, dude. You know,
Dude,
Shane
I was like, everybody loves me. I'm eating tendies. A beautiful woman smiled and waved, and I went, hello. And while waving, I realized what was going on. And I was just like, in the front, hunched over in my chair because there was nowhere to put the tendies. I was holding a tray, and I went from me to you. I waved to somebody from this distance.
Oh, and it's that close.
It was this close, dude.
Oh, she didn't give you. She wasn't like, hey,
dude. She literally looked like I didn't do what I did. She literally acted like it didn't happen. She was like,
nice.
okay, who the fuck is this guy? And then
should have offered tendies. She went.
Yeah, but that guy,
really elite grapplers, it's hard to submit them, man. They can get out of stuff better.
Good God, that guy's up there fucking wrestling bears in the mountains.
When he was a little kid,
there was one. I keep bringing up these fucking UFC interviews, but there's one with him, and I think it was Max Holloway. And Khabib's just like, you're American. Like, don't talk to me about fighting.
Wow.
And it was just like,
wow.
Terrifying, bro.
That fight never took place. They pulled Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Max was cutting weight, and the New York Athletic Commission decided he was too skinny. He couldn't make it. Couldn't make the weight. Like the last fight that he had with Calvin Kattar is like literally one of the greatest performances I've ever seen inside the octagon against Calvin, a guy who's like really fucking dangerous, man. Like real scary guy. Conor needed Khabib. He needed someone who's a no-nonsense guy because he's all about all this style and all the the fucking expensive watches and driving around on the rolls. Look at us, we're half a Billy.
3 men died making this watch.
Yeah, exactly.
what a truly bad thing to say.
But meanwhile, Khabib drives a Toyota truck.
Yeah, bro.
And he lives in the same house he grew up in.